9:15. Not long to go from me, but I did want to talk again before I headed off today about one of the most famous voices in the world of cinema.
No, I am your father.
James Earl Jones, the acclaimed American actor who was the voice of Darth Vader in the Star Wars films, has died at the age of 93. In a career spanning several decades, Jones found success on stage, television and film. He was also in The Lion King, Coming to America and The Hunt for Red October. But did you know he struggled with a stutter as a child? James said acting allowed him to overcome a lack of self-confidence.
I was a mute until I was about 14 because I'm a stutterer. I still am a stutterer. And when I learned how to work around that stutter, I learned the great beauty in those who could speak. I wanted to speak some too, not just the sound of my voice, but the sound of words and the meaning of words.
Well, he certainly went on to achieve great things, didn't he? And Star Wars fans across the world will be thinking of James Earl Jones and what he brought to films. Tributes across the internet at the moment. And Jersey Stormtroopers on the phone now. I've got one of the Jersey Stormtroopers with me. His name's Paul Bentley. Paul, good morning to you.
Morning, Jenny, and morning, listeners.
Yes, thank you for your company today. Sad times, isn't it? And lots of memories, I'm sure, of fantastic films for fans.
Yes, a sad day for sure, but he has this wonderful legacy that's left, and he'll be remembered forever as the voice of Darth Vader. And I think it's worth noting that George Lucas always placed huge emphasis on sound in all of his films, whether it's the music, the sound effects, and actually the way it was delivered in cinemas. He invented technology. So Lucas always had this 50% of a film's experience is sound. And if you watch any of his films, they're hugely dynamic. And it was really clear early on that the voice of the guy in the suit wasn't going to work. He had a very broad Cornish Bristol accent.
Wow.
From David Prowse. And if you see some of the actual takes from the set, they're fun to watch, but that voice didn't have that authority and sort of power. So they revoiced with his James Earl Jones's voice, and has a wonderful interview about that time when he did it, and he managed to record all of the voices for Darth Vader in a 2-hour session. So this small, sort of insignificant part of his input had this huge effect and on the character, and it just goes to show, doesn't it, the power of sound.
It really does. What are your iconic Darth Vader moments?
There's so many. I mean, when he enters the airlock in that very first film, Star Wars New Hope, absolutely incredible, and his voice features right from the first moment we see him, and it just sets the whole tone. We know this film's going to be incredibly powerful and different to anything we've seen before. So, yeah, absolutely iconic. And, there's a wonderful 1-minute piece of music John Williams wrote called A Funeral Pyre for a Jedi, where Darth Vader passes away. It's 1 minute, and it's just exquisite. And if anybody was looking for a piece of music to play today, they have 1 minute, play that piece by John Williams. And it's just poignant, sort of melancholy, but has the Jedi theme in it. It's awesome. It's just perfect.
Were you aware of all the other work that he'd done as well that I mentioned there?
I do. I love him in Patriot Games. He plays the FBI director in that. And, of course, he voices The Lion King. He's just got a massive on-screen presence, physically, figuratively. Just awesome. Just a real powerful look, sound and presence on screen. Just adds that gravitas and authority to everything he did.
Yeah, but will always, of course, be remembered mostly for the voice of Darth Vader, I'm sure. And do you think he would have been happy with that?
Oh, yeah, very much so. I think, actors want to make a big impression on screen, and even though it's just in the audio realm, he is Darth Vader.
Thank you so much for your time today. One of our Jersey Stormtroopers, Paul Bentley, talking to us about James Earl Jones, who famously was the voice of Darth Vader in the Star Wars films, who has died at the age of 93.